The first week of in-person school at Warner Avenue Elementary in Westwood rolled out like a joyous sigh of relief. Families lined up around the block, exchanging hugs as children chased one another on the grass. Parent Dina Cohan was ecstatic, she said, before flying into an embrace with Principal Agnes Kamau just outside the entrance gate and shouting, "This is the best day in a year." About 95% of students at Warner Avenue Elementary were back on campus, Kamau said. That makes it something of a rarity among LA public schools. There are only 4 communities where more than 40% of students were expected to return to in-person school, according to district data collected in a parent survey: Western Los Angeles, Woodland Hills, Westchester and Venice. Each is a higher-income community, with majority white populations in which COVID-19 has not had the same magnitude of impact as neighborhoods with larger Latino and Black populations. In Latino-majority communities such as Southgate, East Los Angeles, Pico Union and Bell, only about 25% of students were expected to return. The disparate rates mean that, at least for now, in-person schooling will be very different from neighborhood to neighborhood, especially at the elementary school level. At Madison Elementary School in Southgate, 10-year-old Anthony Sosa stood in line with his mother, Laura Martinez, on Thursday morning, eagerly awaiting his chance to get back to school. He wore a black Adidas face covering and had a large bottle of hand sanitizer, extra masks and hand wipes stuffed in his backpack. Only 4 other students would be in his classroom, he'd been told. But that didn't dim his excitement. "I'm going to get to play with my friends," he said. Once the school day started, teachers took turns taking their classes out for recess on the blacktop. One class with 3 students played hopscotch 6 feet apart. Another had 5. About 42% of students at the school were expected to return, Principal Gretchen Young said. In this community there are a lot of multi-generational families, and there's still concern about COVID, Young said. Our community has been hard hit because there are a lot of essential workers. As they start to feel it's safe, she added, I suspect we'll get more kids back. The COVID-19 death rate in Southgate is 292 people per 100,000 residents, according to data tracked by The Times. In Southgate overall, about 38% of elementary school students, 31% of middle school and 19% of high school students were expected back on campus, according to the survey, which asked parents whether they wanted to send their children back to school or keep them in distance learning. Across the district, elementary schools show the highest percentage of students likely to return. In parts of the Westside, about 82% of elementary students are returning. In East Los Angeles, it is 36%. About 77% of parents and caregivers have returned surveys.